Let me get my audio situated. Let me get my audio situated for this video. Okay, let me log up out of there. What is good? What is up, Ebel? What's popping with you, man? I'm puffing on this weed called 5 Star. I got that 5 Star on deck. Who's ready for an epic show? Who's ready for an epic show tonight? It's pretty cool. It's a sativa, so I should be smoking my hybrid, to be honest with you. I should be smoking my hybrid because sativa, that shit might keep me up. That shit might keep me up, y'all. So I should be smoking my hybrid, but I wasn't really thinking about it. I've been smoking on this 5 Star all day. I had a couple 8s of it, so that's what I've been smoking on today. What is popping, everybody? What is popping, everybody? Y'all ready for some exclusive? Y'all ready for some exclusive shit tonight? Let me know if y'all ready for it, man. Trying to get my connect to the internet. What are you talking about? Connect to the internet. We are connected to the internet. We are doing our damn thing tonight. Flex and Conway going back and forth. We're going to take a look at a throwback Tony Yayo interview. My situation, right? Looks like let me give some people a chance to tap in. Let me give some people a chance to tap in. That Gem Dog. Haven't heard of the Gem Dog, bro. Have not heard of the Gem Dog. Got that Gem Dog in the air, though, okay? I'm about to put a poll up for y'all in the chat. What is going on, everybody? What's popping with y'all? Appreciate everybody for tapping in. I'm about to put a poll up. Everybody in here. What is up? G Unit. Yeah, we got some old G Unit news today. Shit. Should I say we got some classic G Unit news today, you guys? That's what I should say. We got some classic G Unit news to go over. We got some classic shit to go over. I'm talking about the Vibe Awards. I'm talking about the retaliation for what happened at In the Club. You heard? About to smoke this Kush down. KD. KD was popping. You're in here from the West Coast, right, bro? Tapping in from the West Coast. Appreciate y'all for tapping in early. Yeah, that shit was crazy, man. That shit was crazy. Rest in peace. Rest in peace to Paulie Walnuts. Shit's crazy to see him go out like that. You know, I just seen a couple interviews with him over the last few years. You know what I mean? I was a little bit late on The Sopranos. I had just literally seen The Sopranos last year. You know what I mean? Appreciate the Bronx. What up, Nucci? Thank you for tapping in, man. Let the Bronx know Mikey T, the movie star, sends his love. Let me know who out there in the Bronx I should interview, bro. If you have any suggestions, you know what I mean? Always interested in bringing new talent to the channel. Let's see. See, situated. Why no Biggie on the wall? I got a little bit of space, you guys. I got a little bit of space. You know what I'm saying? I could do a little bit over here. I could do a little bit up here. You know what I mean? I got a little bit of space. Biggie does sound like a good idea. You know what I'm saying? I can get ready to die. I can get life after death. That would be good. You know what I mean? That would be good. I'm a big Biggie fan as well. I loved going back and listening to Biggie's music. I loved going back and listening to Pac's music, all that dope music, you know. Right from that era when the G-Funk era really came into play. That's where I really started loving the music. G-Funk era had to be one of the best. There we go. What's up, my bro? Land Hustle TV. Brooklyn's in the house. Salute to Brooklyn. Much love to Brooklyn tapping in. Y'all ready for this epic live video tonight? Who's ready for an epic live video tonight with Mikey T, the movie star? North Carolina was popping. Salute to North Carolina. Flex Donzo. Hope I'm Flex Donzo. Yo, B-Lo, what you talking about, Flex Donzo, bro? Smurf still mad? Nah, Smurf ain't mad no more, man. Smurf is grown. Smurf is past that shit. Let's go. Let's go. A whole bunch of BS going on in hip hop. Suge Knight. Suge Knight did what? Everybody share this video. I'll get going when we get all these people in here. Let's go. Let's get 100 people in here. Everybody share this video with one friend. I'll get going in a little bit. I'm waiting on y'all. Hit that like button. We don't need none of them ghost viewers in here. Please. Yes. Yes. Appreciate everybody. Tyler, I appreciate you. Tyler, I appreciate you. You've been doing this for years. Major salute to your grind. I appreciate you, bro. Much love, man. Everybody hit that like button. Let's go. Rosewood, my brother, was popping, G's. Members only in the building. Keep it cordial in the chat, you guys. I love the interaction, man. Love the interaction in the chat. Let's go. We got some great stories to speak on tonight. We got some great stories to speak on tonight, you guys. Marcus says 50 is still mad at Ja Rule for the beating. 2 beatings. 2 beatings, bro. 2 beatings. We're talking about Atlanta. We're talking about New York. The ATL situation. The ATL situation with 50 and Ja Rule was a crazy situation because they were actually booked on the same card. These guys were actually booked on the same card, you guys, to perform. Ja Rule at the time was obviously more popping. Ja Rule at the time was obviously the biggest thing in the industry, but 50 Cent had actually made his way out to perform at the same venue, allegedly, with 50 Cent at that time. Chaz, rest in peace, was 50 Cent's manager at the time. 50 Cent has the famous line or infamous line, however you want to look at it. Slim switch sides on me. Let dudes ride on me. I thought we was cool. Why you want me to die, homie? Slim switch sides on me. Was that whole thing, do you guys think, was it a potential that Slim actually brought 50 Cent? I don't want to go there, you guys. Is that what is Why was 50 performing on the same show as Ja Rule? Yup. Took the chain was taken. Ja Rule's chain was taken in ATL in New York. 50 Cent in New York, 50 Cent actually got chased out of the studio. You know what I mean? A couple different situations actually occurred right there. A couple different situations actually occurred right there, you guys. We're live tonight. I'm your host, Mikey T, the movie star. Got started a little bit late. I went live earlier this afternoon. Well, late afternoon. Went live from about, what was it, you guys? What did we go live at, like 5 o'clock or something today, man? You know, I'm working, baby. I don't got no time for nothing. I don't got time for no BS. I'm on the grind, y'all. Nah, bro, I don't smoke enough. That's the problem. I don't smoke enough. You know what I'm saying? Wait till I get on my industry shit. I'm going to be smoking a lot more. I'm going to have my own movie star strain. You know what I mean? We're going to get in all the stores, all that type of shit. You know what I mean? Once we get this Bel Air endorsement, we're going to be popping a bunch of Bel Air. We're gonna be popping a bunch of Bel Air. We're gonna be smoking the best weed. You know what I'm saying? I need everybody to share this video right now. Let's go. Hit that like button. We got 60 people in here. I need y'all to share this video. I'm putting up a poll for y'all right now. Who's the one? Who's the biggest bully? Who's the biggest bully in hip hop, you guys? Who's the biggest bully in hip hop, you guys? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know from y'all. I'm putting it in the chat. I'm putting it on the chat, y'all. Appreciate y'all for tapping in tonight. Got some epic hip hop topics. There we go. There we go. We looking Gucci. Suge, because he effed people in the industry as well as physically. Sour Berry. You're on that Sour Berry tonight. Okay. All right. That's what's up. Sour Berry on deck. Free Suge Knight. Okay. Everybody's got their own perspective. Suge's actually locked up for 28 years at this point in time. Suge is locked up for 28 years. I mean, what is he in on that? 5 to 6 years at this point? He's like 5 or 6 years in at this point. I need everybody to hit that like button, share this video. If we get 100 people in here, if we get 90, 100 people in here, I'm going to bring a special guest in, y'all. But I need y'all to share this video. Need everybody to share this video. We're going to bring a special guest in, a special guest co-host in tonight, you guys, to talk about a bunch of different things. We're going to talk about a bunch of different things. Tyler says, free Suge. I don't wish jail. I don't wish prison on nobody. Yup, Nucci. You right, bro. That Bernie Hanna is some good shit. That Bernie Hanna is definitely some good shit, y'all. I'm a big fan of it as well. I will agree with that. I'll agree with that, man. Also, the honey bun. The honey bun is really good. What else is really good? There's a couple different cookie strains that I love. I guess there's a new flan. There's a new flan joint coming up in the next few days. Wow, where'd you dip out to, Nucci? Hold on 1 second. Let me bring my guy in. You know what? I was going to make y'all wait, but let me bring my guy in. Let me bring my guy in. Let me bring my dude in. I was going to make y'all wait, but let me bring my dude in tonight. Oh, man, please. Please don't tell. What the hell is this? Oh, man, come on. Miss me with that shit. Miss me with that get verified shit. We already verified. We're already verified out here, man. We are already verified out here. You already know that. Let me bring my boy in because I want to get his take on these topics. I want to uncover this Bang'em Smurf and 50 Cent beef. Let's uncover 50 Cent versus Bang'em Smurf. Let's do that. Let's go over Tony Yayo exposing the Suge Knight G-Unit story. Let's go over a couple of these topics with my boy. We're about to bring in my special co-host for the night. Ooh, Marcus, I see what you're saying, bro. Orlando says, I don't believe none of the Suge Knight stories. I didn't hear none of these stories when Suge was out. So, Orlando, what do you mean? You don't believe like the stories going against Suge Knight? Is that what you're saying? You don't believe the stories going against Suge Knight? Or what? Or you don't believe the which stories are it that you don't actually believe? Let me know what you think about that one, man. Because there's a couple different Suge Knight stories going on. You know what I mean? Let me see real quick. What do we... Okay, there we go. About to be joined by a co-host, y'all. About to have a co-host tap in for this live discussion. Like, do you not believe the story that Suge Knight showed up and intimidated everybody at the end of club video shoot? Or do you not believe the story that 50 Cent and G-Unit chased Suge Knight off? Because that's what we're going to go over tonight. We're going to go over the retaliation, you guys. We're going to go over the retaliation. Everybody out there talks about in the club this, in the club that. Well, let's talk about when 50 Cent got back at Suge Knight. Let's talk about when 50 Cent got back at Suge Knight, you guys. When 50 and G-Unit got back at Suge Knight at the Vibe Awards. Tay Rag says, I don't think none of these guys can pass Suge Knight when it comes to the bully. Let me take a look at the poll and see how everybody's feeling about that. Who is the biggest bully in hip-hop? Who is the biggest bully in hip-hop? Who is the biggest bully in hip-hop? Suge Knight, 68%. Suge Knight is leading with 68%. Okay, I see what KD is saying. KD is saying nobody talked to Suge when he was on the streets. He would pull up for real. He would pull up for real. Exactly. You know, but when Suge came home, it got a little bit different. It got a little bit different because when Suge got home, he didn't have the same amount of people backing him up. You know what I mean? Tyler, we're not going over the Russell Simmons story tonight. We're actually going to go over the Tony Yayo story tonight. We're actually going to go over the Tony Yayo story tonight, you guys. Tony Yayo talking about the incident at the Vibe Awards, an incident that actually involved James Cruz. We actually just saw what happened with James Cruz and 50 Cent, with them two going back and forth at one another. James Cruz made some statements about G Unit. 50 Cent made some statements about James Cruz. You know what I'm saying? It kind of got a little bit sticky. Pause. You know, it kind of got a little bit crazy between them two. You know what I mean? When you see two guys who have known each other for a number of years actually go back and forth. You know what I mean? Two guys that actually met before the glitz and glamour of the industry. You know, 50 was actually alongside James Cruz, I imagine, when he was just really getting started. When he was really just getting started and shit. You know what I mean? Back in the Power of the Dollar days. Imagine Suge owning a YouTube channel. Yeah, all right, 3. The only problem was Suge Knight, when he would get these TV deals, he would do things like burning G Unit shirts. You know what I mean? He'd do things like burning G Unit shirts. He really just needs to get you know what I mean? Get a hold of his content. He really needs to get a hold of his content and make sure that he doesn't get flagged. He doesn't get eliminated just like he did in the music industry. That's his one thing holding him back. He has no chill. Suge Knight doesn't know how to pull in the reins, you guys. He does not know how to pull in the reins. Suge Knight turned out to be his own worst enemy. You know, there's only so many lawsuits. There's only so many lawsuits you're actually going to be able to get involved with. You know what I mean? There's only going to be so many lawsuits that you're actually going to be able to handle. So looking at that situation with Suge, like I said, he was his own worst enemy. Suge Knight got himself involved in so many different situations. Everybody share this video. Everybody share this video. Suge is a real menace to society. Yeah, he certainly was. Pulling up to dudes' cribs in the middle of the night. Pulling up in the dudes' cribs like in the middle of the night. Yo, DJ Quick, Suge Knight wants to see you. What are you talking about? Suge Knight wants to see me. Suge Knight wants to see me. What are you talking about? What is he riding down there like thinking this is 1996? What is he thinking it's 95? What does he think it's all good and everybody thinks Suge is the best dude in hip hop? No, it's 2001. Suge just got out of jail. You don't have a quarter, you don't have a sliver of the power that you once had. Tony Yayo, in this interview he did alongside DJ Who Kid, said everybody in LA respects Suge Knight, but then he had to take it back. He had to take it back because Tony Yayo said a lot of people in LA, a lot of people, because at first he said everybody, but then he caught himself. He caught himself and he reined himself in a little bit, you guys. He actually reined himself in on that. Nucci says Suge was a smart guy, played head games with the dumb gang members. Yeah, you know, he played games with he played games with a lot of people. He played games with a lot of people. You know what I mean? He literally did. He played games with a lot of people, making them think he was going to give them certain things. You know what I mean? Making them think he was going to give them certain things, put them in certain positions. You know what I mean? Making them think he was going to give them certain money because at a point in time, he could promise you the world. You know what I'm saying? Oh, shit. Good point. Chaz says 50 Cent just trolls people. Jay Prince and Suge Knight put fear in people. Yeah, you know, Jay Prince has made quite a few people back down. I see we have 0% for Whack 100 tonight. Who is the biggest bully in hip hop? 0% for Whack 100. I personally don't consider Jay Prince a hip hop bully. We've seen 50 Cent refer to himself as the hip hop bully. It's kind of like what? The popular thing to do. It's kind of like the popular thing to do. You know what I mean? To refer to yourself as the bad guy. You know what I mean? Made popular by Razor Ramon and shit like that. 50 Cent came into the game as the bad guy. Ooh, Tyler, who you talking about, bro? You talking about gunplay, Tyler? Who you talking about? I'm not sure who you're talking about, bro. Please elaborate. Well, actually, we're going to elaborate on that tonight when 50 Cent's affiliate, Tony Yayo, exposed the whole situation, man. They saw Irv Gotti and Ja Rule. They saw him out there. Let's get into the story a little bit here. Let me get into this story. Let me get to my notes, you guys. Definitely appreciate everybody tapping in with me, man. You know what it is. Mikey T, the movie star, here tonight. Let me see. All right. Tony Yayo said, we went against the toughest. Preem, Jimmy Henchman, World. Everybody knows World dated Kim. I'm sure some people know him from other things. That's what I mostly heard about World. It wasn't never nobody that was a slouch. You seen my crib get shot up. This is Tony Yayo, you guys. We remember reading that news about Tony Yayo's crib that had got shot up. Very crazy news, you know what I mean? Tony Yayo just getting out of jail. Tony Yayo kind of in a situation, you know what I mean, where he was not even allowed out past, you know what I mean? He was on an ankle monitoring device. He didn't really get to promote his album to the full extent. So now we're hearing about another shit. Is this going to violate Tony Yayo? You know what I mean? It left a lot of people wondering. You know, it was G Unit. We F with 50, Yayo said. We F with 50. It's not like we mess with Kanye. Big hammers. Everybody. Who Kid was the chillest one. Y'all just protect me. We had good times. Tony Yayo's energy was crazy back then. You know, Who Kid said 50 got mad at me because when I ran back to the hotel when Suge Knight almost got me. So that occurrence was brought up of Suge Knight almost getting Who Kid, I guess, one time. I didn't remember hearing about it being Suge Knight that was after Who Kid. I thought it was somebody else that grabbed Who Kid up in New York, you guys. Appreciate you, Chaz. Appreciate you digging the content, my dude. So, Yayo was like, Suge Knight always pops up. Suge Knight always pops up. Suge Knight, that's what he do. He pops up. Who Kid is like, I escaped. I went to the barbershop. The barber said, I think Suge is coming. I left the barbershop with half a haircut. I left the barbershop with half a haircut. We're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. Yeah, they were saying big pun, right? Right, Tyler? Yeah, they were saying big pun. But yeah, I guess Suge Knight was after him too. Crazy how they were after the DJ back then. But I guess he was all over the mixtapes like, woo, kid, and all that shit. So people were just like, all right, let's grab him. Let's grab him. Yeah. Yeah, James. I remember seeing Nas do that interview about 50 Cent. I remember seeing Nas do that interview about 50 Cent, you guys. Yeah, Nas had some interesting shit to say about 50 throughout his career. So let's see. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. I appreciate y'all for tapping in tonight. Yep, we're about to get into all this, you guys. Who Kid was like, I escaped. I went to the barbershop. The barber said, I think Suge is coming. I left the barbershop with half a haircut. I was kind of wondering, did he pay for the haircut? Did he pay for, you know what I mean? Did he pay for half of the haircut? You know, I was kind of wondering. Yeah, Yayo's like, the realest shit I'm going to tell you. This is the realest shit ever with G-Unit at the Vibe Awards. This is the realest shit ever, I guess, Yayo says. Yayo said this is the realest shit ever. G-Unit at the Vibe Awards. Suge rolled deep. Suge rolled deep. Yeah, he did roll deep. You know what I mean? He spent a lot of that money, too, rolling deep. Let's remember that. A lot of that $500 million empire, you know, that $500 million empire that was Death Row, it was spent on Suge Knight rolling deep. It was spent on Suge Knight paying people off to represent Death Row. It was spent on Suge Knight paying people to run up on Snoop Dogg and run up on Dr. Dre. So let's be real about it when we talk about how Suge Knight was rolling to all these places, you guys. Let's be real about it. He was spending all of that money that he got off all of us from all the purchases, whether it was an album soundtrack, whether it was a Tupac Memorial album, whether it was a Dog Pound album, whether it was a Snoop Dogg album where he literally took old vocals that had not been recorded and released them, selling over 200,000 first week of that Dead Man Walking album. Let's remember the facts, you guys. Let's remember the facts of what we've seen go down in the industry. And we all have heard about the story about Suge Knight popping up every time Dr. Dre has a new artist, right? We've all seen the shit. We've all seen the shit of Suge Knight popping up on every new artist that Dr. Dre has, every new affiliation that Dr. Dre has. He's going to try to pop up and make them feel uncomfortable until he ran into 50 Cent, until he ran into somebody who just didn't care. You know, maybe Suge got the upper hand at the end of Club Video Shoot. When I say he got the upper hand, I guess he showed up, when nobody was expecting it. Much like 50 Cent showing up to Bang'em Smurfs video shoot when he didn't expect it. When somebody shows up to your video shoot, you're going to be a little flustered. You're going to be kind of like taken back. You're like, oh, shit. Oh, this dude actually popped up on us. This dude's actually here. DJ Great Dane says, Suge Knight, the pop-up king. The pop-up king, Suge Knight, baby. Everybody in here, share this video if you want to hear me talk about Conway dissing Funk Flex. If y'all want to hear me talk about Conway dissing Funk Flex, share this video. Let's get 100 people in the room. Well, Chaz, that worked in different ways. That worked in different ways because, you know, at one point in time, Daz was actually in control of Death Row. When Death Row moved over to Priority. Now, when Death Row moved over to Koch, Corrupt was put in the position. You know what I'm saying? So when Priority first took over the label and they put out Michelet's second album, they put on the that movie soundtrack with Pac, his last movie soundtrack. Was it Gridlocked, you guys? Somebody let me know. You know, Daz got his chance to shine with the label. We are not telling the Russell Simmons story tonight, you guys. We are not telling the Russell Simmons story tonight, which is another very interesting one. We will tell that story on the channel one day. One day, you guys will tap into an episode of the Mikey T, the Movie Star podcast, and we will be talking about the incident where 50 allegedly was hanging out with little Uzi Vert, if you catch my drift. Oh, yeah, we know that, RI3. We know that, RI3. Wow, Suge Knight is even beating 50 Cent as the biggest bully. The biggest bully. The biggest bully in the industry. So let me see. Let me get back to it. So Yayo said, the realest shit I'm going to tell you. The realest shit ever with G Unit. The Vibe Awards. We're chilling. We're at the trailer with G Unit. We're at the trailer with G Unit. It's always something. Someone is going to get shot. We at the Vibe Awards. We at the trailer. You in the trailer. Who you think we seen walk by? So we're in the trailer, and who do you think we seen walk by? Suge Knight. Yayo's telling a great story here. He calls it the realest G Unit story ever. Suge Knight and Irv Gotti. Number one op, number two op. First of all, Yayo's like, first of all, Ja Rule is not a real dude. He said, Ja Rule is not a real dude. Southside, we outside. What's up? What's up? Marcus said, I don't think there's been a tougher record label with stories like Death Row. This is the time when social media didn't exist. Yeah, we got to see a lot of those stories play out throughout the NWA film, the Straight Outta Compton film, but also a lot of Easy stories and Dre's stories when he was rocking with NWA were crazy as well. You know what I mean? That's why all of that bunched into Dre's life. You know what I mean? Bunched into Easy and Cube and everybody. You know what I mean? And then meeting Death Row, you know what I'm saying? Shit was monumental, man. We have not seen a hip hop film like that since, which, I mean, my name's Mikey T, the movie star. So I'll just be real with you guys. It's pretty ridiculous with the amount of money that they made on that film. It's ridiculous with the amount of money that they made on that film that we have not gotten a realistic sequel. You wouldn't even call it a sequel. You would just call it a follow-up film. There was all the BS talk. You know what I mean? There was all the BS talk of spinoffs, but not the proper spinoffs. And then they didn't take that much effort with the Tupac film, which was absolutely ridiculous. Go check out the comparison of the budgets. Go compare the two budgets. Go compare the director. Go compare the directors, man. And that's no shot at our hip hop. That's no shot at our hip hop directors, man. You know what I'm saying? That's no shot at our hip hop directors. I believe a director actually stepped away. Yeah, John Singleton stepped down. You know what I mean? John Singleton stepped down from the film. So that shows you a whole hell of a lot right there. And I'm not going to even begin to address why John Singleton stepped down from that film. You know what I mean? But in reality, when you tell the truth in these films, you know what I mean? The absolute truth. Look what happened when they told the truth about what was going on with Eazy-E. You know what I mean? They told the truth in that aspect. They like, look what the first scene was. The first scene was literally Eazy-E getting pressed, you guys. They weren't pulling any punches with that. They weren't calling any bullshit shots with that. They can't handle the truth. They can't handle the truth. They don't want to handle the truth, but we're going to give them the truth. We're going to give them the truth tonight in this blog, you guys. So, Suge Knight. They see Suge Knight. They see Irv Gotti. Number 1 op, number 2 op. Ja Rule is not a real dude. I never heard a Ja Rule. He's not realer than me, and he's not realer than 50. Ja Rule is not a real dude. I never heard of him selling crack. Okay, I mean, that wasn't like one of the big things like that we heard about Ja Rule. I mean, we kind of heard about Ja Rule being a Jehovah's Witness. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, dear Lord, would you my pain? You know what I'm saying? Like, Jesus. Tony Yayo going absolutely in on Ja Rule here, you guys. Shot nothing. Ja Rule never shot nothing. Never. Irv either. I never seen Irv in the street. Dudes know me in the street. I know the E-Money bags. The 50s. Y'all gotta be kidding me. These dudes is my sons. I raised them from young. Then what did he say? Then what did Josh say on the thing? Josh said, Curtis and Little Earl should have been born girls because they bitch made. Ja Rule came with some shit on them, but everybody disregarded it. Ja Rule was dissing them alongside Death Row, actually, alongside Crooked Eye, Say Hi to the Bad Guy. But they disregarded it. They swept it under the rug. You know what I mean? Especially when you diss DMX. You diss DMX, you just lost a portion of your fan base, because you better believe a portion of X's fan base is a portion of your fan base. So you just alienated a portion of your fan base because of the fact that you dissed the beloved DMX, an artist who I put right below Pac and big. Always did. Even when he was alive. I'm not on no cap shit, you guys. I got a lot of respect for DMX. He was the first artist I was introduced to. You know what I'm saying? He was really the first artist I was actually introduced to. 10 years old, 1998, DMX. Yeah, we're getting a little bit off topic, but we're talking about real shit, so it's all good. Rez says, Gilly the Kid. Gilly the Kid is the biggest bully in hip-hop. Shout out to my bro, Gilly. Tony, Tonyyayo. My whole clique got dough. I know, fly hoe. I remember that barber KO'd Suge Knight. Yep, everybody remembers Suge Knight going through it, especially at that party with Kanye West when he got shipped out in an ambulance. Yeah, we all remember that. You know what I mean? I don't know about no Papa Christos RI3, but I appreciate everybody tapping in, man. Ja Rule's a good dude, man. He actually gave me an interview when I was just getting into the game back in the day. Ja Rule gave me an interview early on, y'all. Ja Rule really gave me an opportunity when many other people wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? He allowed me to come into the Murder Inc. studios with open arms. He gave me an interview. He did end up taking my Dutches. Ja, you ended up stealing my pack of Dutches. You owe me a blunt, Ja. I remember that shit. You were all hype about the fact that I had the Dutches, and then you ended up having my Dutches as I was walking around and interviewing all the other guys at the Murder Inc. studio. So I'm going to need those Dutches back, Ja, since, you know what I mean, since we never, I mean, you didn't sign 50 Cent, and you didn't sign Mikey T, the movie star. So, you know, there's kind of an issue there. You know what I mean? Like you could have signed 50 Cent, Ja, and had one of the biggest problems in the industry. You could have put all the issues to the side and shook that man's hand at the Murder for Life video shoot, and you could have signed Mikey T, the movie star. But look, we're not going to chalk those up as two of the biggest losses in the game. I mean, take it as you will, man. Take it as you will. Yo, you already know DJ Great Dane. We rocking with Death Row over here. Big shout out to Big Snoop Dogg for coming in and making the brand viable again. You know what I'm saying? For making the brand viable again, you guys. You know what I'm saying? Snoop Dogg came in and he made this brand viable again. He came in and the brand under other leadership was worth a fraction of what it is worth now that Snoop Dogg has actually come back in. I don't agree, Nucci. Nucci, I cannot agree with you that 50 took Ja Rule's style. We're not going to run with that. We're not going to run with 50 Cent taking Ja Rule's style because 50 Cent was singing before Ja Rule. Back in the 90s, Ja Rule was running around with the CMC, the Cash Money Clique. Him and 01, Chris Black. They was running around making hard songs, shooting videos in black and white. Videos, I'll have to say those videos were a little bit better than Your Life's on the Line by 50 Cent. I'll be real about it. Call it like I see it, and I'll be real about it. You know what I mean? But the actuality of it was Ja Rule wasn't singing on those records. 50 Cent was singing on those records, even down to Your Life is on the Line. Much like, I'm going to draw a comparison here. Much like French Montana needing his own ability to release content on DVD, on the DVD format, much like French Montana not having the DJ, so he had to go and get the DVD. 50 Cent didn't have that money to go get the R&B singer to sing his hook every time. He didn't have the bread to go get the R&B singer to sing his hook every time, you guys. So 50 Cent sung his hook himself. 50 Cent sung his hook himself. Your life's on the line. Voice sounded good. Sounds a lot better than Ja Rule's. So I'm not going to sit here and acknowledge that. I'm not going to acknowledge that narrative that people are trying to spin. You know what I mean? When people said Ja Rule didn't stand out from Jay-Z and DMX, when they said, "Yo, Ja, you don't really stand out from the guys. What are you going to do to stand out? What are you going to do to stand out? Because you kind of honestly, some of your lyrics, the religion-based lyrics, they kind of sound like DMX's lyrics. Some of your phrasings kind of sound like DMX a little bit, and Hove is Hove. You know what I mean? Hove is just one of a kind. You know what I'm saying? Hove, X, these guys are one of a kind. What are you gonna do, Ja? Ja Rule came back with the harmonizing. Ja Rule came back with the melodies. Ja Rule came back working with every major female, leading up to getting with Jennifer Lopez, leading up to him building his own star in Ashanti. You know what I'm saying? 50 Cent, what are you talking about? 50 Cent worked with Beyonce when Beyonce was at the very early stages of Destiny's Child. When Destiny's Child was at its very early stages, it was not completely evident. And I'm talking about the very early stages. I'm talking about the Bills stages, you guys. I'm not talking about when we got Say My Name popping. I'm not talking about when we got Charlie's Angels popping and it became evident. You know what I mean? It was clear. You know what I mean? It became evident that Beyonce was the one. And then Kelly Rowland had to work her ass off to get the opportunity to release albums. So please don't bring me to that where I got to dissect what has happened in music because I've been watching it my whole life, you guys. So to try to come on here and say 50 Cent wouldn't have worked with Ashanti and 50 Cent wouldn't have worked with Christina Milian and 50 Cent wouldn't have worked with Little Mo or any of these people, it just doesn't make sense. 50 Cent would have taken every opportunity he was given, you guys. Yeah, Kelly was dope. Kelly was dope. Um, 50 was doing a little bit of writing for Diddy as well. I want to say it was guys, I want to say it was the Forever album. Share this video, y'all. Share this video. Let me know that you mess with me. We're taking a dip into some history today. So Tony Yayo said that they ran into Tony Yayo said that he was with G Unit. Someone is gonna we're at the trailer. He said the craziest G Unit story is the one at the Vibe Awards. We're at the trailer. And who do you think walked by? Suge Knight and Irv Gotti, the number one op and the number two op. Ja Rule is not a real dude. I never heard of Ja Rule. He's not realer than me. He's not realer than 50. Ja Rule is not a real dude. I never heard of him selling crack. He never shot nothing. Never. Irv either. I never seen Irv in the streets. Dudes know me in the streets. I know the E-money bags. I know the 50s. I've been in the streets. Listen, Ja Rule, I never heard about him. Irv and Suge walked by. We're about to get into this, you guys. Irv and Suge Knight walked by at the Vibe Awards. What up, DJ Spawn? Appreciate you for tapping in tonight with the super chat as well. Everybody that sends in a super chat, it is definitely appreciated. It is definitely appreciated, you guys. 50 had the biggest debut album ever. Tyler says Ja was running the rap game for a few years, though. Respect that. Wasn't Ja DMX's hype man early on? Well, Ja Rule was working with the CMC. Ja Rule was working with 01 and Chris Black. Irv Gotti was working with Mike Geronimo. Irv Gotti then linked up with Jay-Z and DMX, and he got some deals. He got a deal for DMX that I don't think was too profitable for him, Belicio. So that's when he went and got his own artist and decided to get his own label. And yeah, I don't know about Ja Rule's deal in comparison to DMX. True Live says 50 and Yayo always got I could have, we would have asked stories. Murder Inc. went to see about them. What up, True? Hit that like button. We got 103 people in here. If you want to hear me talk about Funk Flex versus Conway, I need y'all to hit that like button. Let's get 50 likes on this video if you want me to talk about them. Salute to Mike Geronimo. That's my dude right there. Man, a DMX movie would be dope. Nobody could duplicate X, though. You know, DMX making movies really turned into a big thing. That couldn't be duplicated either, though. You know, DMX making those films that he did, he was really on a good track, but it kind of went to a downward spiral, though. I see what you're saying there. A DMX movie would be dope, an actual DMX biopic. Yep, my boy, oh boy, the Hunter says, why when Suge is locked up, people got things to say? That's one of the biggest things people are saying, oh boy. People are in agreement with that a lot of people now that Suge is locked up are talking. A lot of people now that Suge Knight is locked up feel a little bit more comfortable. They feel a little bit more comfortable talking about shit that happened in the past, like right now with Tony Yayo talking about they see the number one, number two op, Suge Knight and Irv Gotti walk by. Yayo said 50's a real dude. 50 really owned blocks. He had 10 people working for him, shooting. We good now, though. We can talk about it. I guess that statute of limitations and all that. 50 owned blocks. You know what I'm saying? Yayo basically confirming 50 cents. You know what I mean? Shit that we already know, shit that we've already heard of. You know what I'm saying? But Yayo and the guys feel comfortable talking about it because of the fact that they're so far removed from it. And this is where we've seen so many other rappers make this mistake. They don't have the same respect for it that 50 and the G Unit guys obviously had. A lot of people want to come into the industry shooting their mouth off. You know what I mean? They want to come into the industry shooting their mouth off rather than building the hype off the music. 50, G Unit, all these guys, they worked for so many years recreating music that was heard on the radio to get their name out there, to make interest and drum up, interest in their mixtapes. People nowadays, all they do is jump on the internet and do some crazy viral shit, and they're popping the next week. 8 out of 10 times. You know what I mean? 8 out of 10 times you could go viral for doing some crazy shit on the internet. So, Yayo said, we good now. We can talk about it. So Irv walked by and Suge. I'm more worried about Suge. Irv is not a threat. They walk by. James Cruz is there. He works for Diddy. James Cruz is always scared. At Speed, he was scared. When a dude got stabbed, 50, we can't perform. 50, the performance is over. Somebody got hurt. There was an injury. Well, let's get the back end. No, there is no back end. because he said at Speed he was scared when a dude got stabbed. Yayo went on, our first performance. Wow. Wow. I can already think about much love, DJ Spawn, Tony Yayo, loyalty to 50 Cent for life. Yeah, Yayo has really proved how he is loyal to 50 Cent. Being there for him at such an early time when the music hadn't even taken off. Well, 50's music, it wasn't that 50's music wasn't taken off, because it's not like 50's music sucked. 50 was not like a lot of these rappers that we hear now. You know what I mean? Like, all right, let's just compare 50 Cent and Troy Ave. Troy Ave's music, it's like it doesn't really connect all the way through. 50 Cent Power of the Dollar album connected all the way through. There's a big difference. You know what I mean? You can even tell in the way that they rap. Like 50 Cent can actually rap. You know what I mean? He actually has cadence. He actually builds hype when he's rapping. Troy Ave, yeah, we can tell. The powder boy. We can tell, bro. A lot of guys, a lot of these dudes who come from the street and get into rap. But I mean, 50's story is very similar to that. That's why people compare them. A lot of these dudes, it's not as easy as stringing words together. You've got to have a vocalization. You got to have a sound. You know what I mean? Two of the only songs I believe I like from Troy Ave are All About the Money and She Belongs to the Game. And maybe that one song that he has with Lloyd Banks. You know what I mean? The song with Tony Yayo, no offense to my dog Tony Yayo. Yayo, you absolutely killed that verse. But Troy, nah, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm dead in that comparison right here, right now. Old school 50 Cent shits on Troy Ave from you know what I mean? Like it should not even be a comparison. One of the reasons Troy Ave got so big in the game probably is that comparison to 50 Cent, to be 100% honest with you guys, because it made the shit more alluring. It's like, yo, who is that guy? You know what I mean? Who's that guy that they say is kind of like 50 Cent? You know what I mean? He's doing crazy shit like 50, right? Like, but let's move on from that. Let's get back to this. Because Yayo was talking some good shit, you guys. So Yayo's saying Irv walked by and Suge walks by. I'm more worried about Suge. Irv is not a threat. They walk by. James Cruz is there. He works for Diddy. James Cruz is always scared. At Speed, he was scared. He is always cautious. I wouldn't say he's scared. He's cautious. Yayo was trying to clean it up. Again, this interview was years before this more recent altercation with 50 Cent and James Cruz. With James Cruz talking some shit. James Cruz talking some bullshit about, oh, G Unit was underwhelming. The success of G Unit was underwhelming. What? You are actually here talking about G Unit, man. You couldn't name 3 members from the Saint Lunatics. Like, come on, man. You're going to come here and diss on 50 Cent's ability to create a label? 50 Cent got all of his artists out. He didn't position himself in the game like your boss, James Cruz. He didn't position himself in, you know what I mean? I'd be like, James, 50 Cent didn't position himself in the game like your boss Diddy. Diddy positioned himself in the game as a full-time manager. 50 Cent was positioned in the game as an artist. Interscope wanted him to remain as an artist. 50 Cent was Interscope's new Tupac. You know when they make all these albums, New Pac and shit like that, and Boo Pac, and all these ridiculous album names? Please stop comparing yourself to Tupac. Jimmy Iovine and all them were comparing 50 to Tupac. They wanted the massacre. They wanted the massacre in November.
They didn't want Beg for Mercy. And they sold about a third of what they would have. Get Rich or Die Trying sold 10 million copies. 1.6 in 2 weeks. Beg for Mercy sold 350,000 copies first week, you guys. You think Interscope wanted that? 50 Cent made damn sure of that. So we had Lloyd Banks. So we had Young Buck. So we had Tony Yayo. So we had the executive producer, Sha Money XL. We know who the DJ is, Who Kid. We know who the rapper locked up is, Tony Yayo. 50 Cent put all the pieces to his puzzle out. But shit, the Get Rich or Die Trying sound part 2 probably would have sold a lot more. And it's nothing against Boosie, because I got mad love for Boosie, man. For some reason, my boy thinks he met Boosie in the airport. And I'm like, bro, you did not meet Boosie in the airport. Chill. Yeah, we all know the massacre was pushed back. The massacre was actually supposed to be called the St. Valentine's Day Massacre after the well-known history of that title. But it had to get pushed back with a new meaning. It had to get pushed back with a new meaning, you guys. Do you guys know what the new meaning of the massacre was? What he told Sway when they did that second interview. But let me see here. Let me get back to these notes. So Yayo was talking about how Irv and Suge walked by. Everybody is scared of Suge in L.A. Not everybody, but he has a lot of power. I've seen it. He has a lot of power. I've seen it. You guys hear that shit? So Yayo doubled back. Yayo doubled back on that one, y'all. Yayo was like, no. Not everybody's scared of Suge Knight anymore. You can't say that shit. It's not 1995 anymore. You know what I mean? It's not the heyday of Suge Knight. You just can't say that anymore. We've had so many different groups come. You know what I mean? G-Unit already filled that void to a certain extent. G-Unit already filled that void to a certain extent. Yale's like, this is why I say 50 is real. This is why I say 50 is real. The first thing 50 said to do was to go to the hardware store and buy 20 knives. And then the dude went to the hardware store and bought the 20. And we were moving like gang wars. That's why I don't know where Buck came with the fork. That's why I don't know where Buck came with the fork. But we got stories for days. I told 50, we need to do a documentary. What do you mean, yay? What do you mean a documentary? Yay, we need to do a podcast. Tony Yayo with Mikey T, the movie star. Thoughts of a Predicate Felon. Thoughts of a Predicate Felon podcast. Let's do it, yay. There's nobody on here that remembers the history like me. There's nobody out here that remembers the history like me. We can literally break down every element on the Thoughts of a Predicate Felon podcast. Now, as far as the whole thing with the fork and Young Buck, you see, with that story being out, but again, this story is so far removed from the incident in 2005 that Young Buck had a $500,000 bail over. See right there, that's a podcast right there, Yayo. What 50 Cent thought, what y'all thought about the $500,000 bail? That's an hour-long discussion. We got this. I like the sound of that, you guys. What does everybody think about that title in the chat? Tony Yayo, Thoughts of a Predicate Felon podcast. I like it. I think it's got a ring to it. It's got a ring to it, you guys. So Yayo went off. Yayo went crazy. Let me see. I had some shit on Conway here. Conway went off on Funk Flex, you guys. Conway went off on Funk Flex. Let's get into it. Conway said, New York, shit, my opinion, man, you got to get them old dudes out of the way, like Flex, them gatekeepers that you got up there. They're trying to dictate what's good. They're trying to dictate who's good. Good thing I don't know y'all, because good thing I don't need y'all, because if I needed you all, you would be fake stifling my growth. So Conway is reflecting on the fact that he does not need them at this point. If Conway had never got the acceptance, if Westside Gunn wasn't there promoting them like the amazing promoter he is, they maybe would have never gotten the acceptance. They maybe would have never gotten the budgets, all these type of advancements that they did end up getting. Conway went on. He said, Flex, every chance you get, you said you got to stand on that. You didn't shit on us. I want to make that clear, Ghost. You know what I'm saying. So what I told you when I said it, oh, he didn't say anything wrong. That's not his motion. He don't listen to that shit. But it's like, what do you listen to then? It's clear what you listen to. You want to deride the people who's lit on the popular, who's lit and popular in the club. That's what y'all do. Conway said that Funk Flex wants to deride people who are lit and popular in the club. That's what y'all do. He's putting these dudes on blast. Conway went on. He said, you know what I'm saying? That's the problem. We got to get rid of y'all. Like some new young, like let's get some new young dudes tapped in who are really tapped in with the streets. Let's get some dudes who are really tapped in with the streets. This is what Conway is saying, y'all. Do you guys agree with that? Do you guys agree with that in the chat? Do you think a lot of these new brands should have people that are more tapped in with the everyday product? People who are more tapped in with everyday life, everyday music, you know what I mean? Rather than these dudes who are so fixated on the old heads. Everybody share this video, hit that like button. Talking about Conway right now. He's got a lot to say about Funk Flex, y'all. Tyler says there's an audience for everything. Exactly. KD said Hot 97 fell off. Way too political. CJ said Conway is effing sick. Eric says, yeah, you know what? I agree with Conway 100%. I agree with Conway 100%. Raekwon from the Wu-Tang told him that he is what hip hop has been missing. I'm asking y'all in the chat tonight. Yeah, it was crazy about Paulie Walnuts, man. Like I said, I was just a big fan of The Sopranos, in the last year. Really, you guys. During the pandemic and all that, I watched it. So Conway is like, you know what I'm saying? That's the problem. We got to get rid of y'all. Let's get some new young people tapped in that are really tapped in with the streets, that really be around the DJs and run that shit up at Hot 97. And I love Hot 97. I F with all the Hot 97. Hot 97 love me. Dudes like Flex don't understand the shit that they be saying. People take that shit and run with it. People like Flex, dudes like Flex, don't understand the shit they be saying. People take that shit and they run with it. Conway said, F you get on there and talk about me for, when you know dudes ain't messing with me anyways. Can we admit the facts? Can we admit the facts? Why do you get up there and mess with Conway, he's asking. When it's evident, even though that he signed to Eminem, even though Eminem signed Conway, it's evidently not the same thing as 50 Cent. Hell, it's not even the same thing as Obi Trice. Conway is not getting a fraction of the push. And I'm saying this. If nobody else said it, I'm saying it. Conway, West Side Gun, Benny wasn't really attached to it, but Eminem was there, seeing him perform at the BET Awards, freestyle and all that shit. Griselda did not get a quarter of the promotion of Obi Trice. So what does that say about what they got compared to 50 Cent? What does that say about what they got compared to D12? And I'm just being 100% real when it comes to this. It's not a shot at Eminem. It's not a shot at Shady, Paul Rosenberg, Jimmy Iovine, none of them. But Griselda was on the same level as a Stat Quo. Griselda was on the same level as Stat Quo. Stat Quo got relatively no promotion. He got one feature on the album, which I don't even think Griselda has got at this point. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think any of the Griselda members have been featured on Eminem's projects. Griselda had to go out and get it for themselves. Whoa. Griselda had to go out and make their dreams come true, you guys. When other people would sit back and say, oh, Dr. Dre is going to do it for me. Eminem's going to do it for me. 50 Cent's going to do it for me. The Game is going to do it for me. Whoever, Chief Keef, is going to do it for me. The people who sit around like that, they never make it far. The people who grind and go hard, they get where they want to go. Conway is just being realistic. He's being realistic when he says dudes ain't messing with me anyways. Can we admit the facts? Point dudes out, man. Y'all know dudes ain't messing with Griselda. He said, y'all know dudes ain't messing with Griselda on no day. Conway, Benny, West Side Gun, on no day, we'd never seen this before. I know before the clan told me Raekwon is my big brother. I know what y'all doing. You feel me? Busta, y'all doing it right. Hove, all of them. But it's weirdos like you, weirdo DJs, who think you run New York. Who think you run New York. And you know, this is what French Montana spoke about when he created the DVD. He spoke about, and Gilly spoke about this as well. They spoke about the DJs were breaking all the records. They were loving it. But what weren't they loving? They weren't loving the financial return because they had nothing invested in it. So they tried to flip the script. Shout out to Queen's Flip. They tried to flip the script, you guys. They said, how about we go out and we sign an artist directly under us, and then when we get that little spot, we get that little position where we can nudge them in, we do so. And that dried it up even further for new emerging artists because you would have all the main DJs take on acts. Not every act would go on to be the most popular either. A lot of time was getting wasted. A lot of talent was getting looked over. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go over Funk Flex's response to this. He seems to know every little detail of Conway's career. Well, you're the hip-hop narrator. Funk Flex is talking about he wants a podcast, you guys. Well, Flex, if you want a podcast, why are you not promoting everything you already know? Are you going to be lacking on the podcast like that as well as you are lacking as a DJ right now? Because if that's the case, then we don't need you doing podcasts. Because you seem to know about Conway working with Travis Scott. You seem to know about Conway working with French Montana, but you don't play the records. You don't play the records so everybody else knows. It doesn't matter if you know, if you don't tell everybody else. That is your position in the game, and you are losing sight of that. You are losing sight of that. Everybody else talking about this tonight, I highly doubt they are touching the range of topics that I am speaking on. I highly doubt it. So let me get back to this here. So it's the DJs who think you run New York. Y'all is lame and clowns. I hate the media. You DJs, not all of them, just some of y'all in New York City, man. Y'all be doing some weirdo shit. Weirdo shit, yeah, like trying to sign artists and then blow them up when you got a job to do already. Are you a DJ or are you an A&R? Are you a DJ or you want to be a CEO? Oh, you're the DJ that, yeah, you're Irv Gotti, right? You're the DJ, right? You're starting off DJing for a little bit of bread on the side so you can make your little 120 on your sets. But then behind the day, on the scenes, you want to be the CEO. So you wanted to carry the crates, and then you want to be the CEO as well. There ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with progression. Sometimes people just want to do it at the same time. Sometimes people just want to do it at the same time, man. But that's a whole different thing, man. That's a whole different thing, y'all. You know, because then people are losing track of what they're supposed to be doing. That's why we missed out on a lot of talent. But you know what? It left a gap for other creations. It left a gap for other creations like the Cocaine Cities. You know what I mean? Like the Come Up DVDs, like the World Star Hip Hops. You know what I mean? It left an open void. You know what I mean? When shit wasn't getting put on the scene, when we started having all these DJs who wouldn't push out the other talent. And it's like, yo, there's so much other material out there. I know it's somewhere. I know Flex isn't dropping bombs on it, but he should be, right? So Conway's like, y'all don't even know who's new and who's hot. Nah, check that dude there making noise in Brooklyn. There's this dude in the Bronx making crazy noise. Y'all don't even know who's next. Y'all want a D-Ride who's popular. Y'all can wait for Future to come to town so you can take pictures and be in his section with your phone out. Y'all got to get out the way. Wow, I honestly can't believe that that's what Funk Flex is doing. I honestly can't. Somebody in the chat, please let me know if you think that's what Funk Flex is doing, because I just can't believe that. I just really can't believe that Funk Flex is the type of dude trying to get in Future section. First of all, I've been in Future section before. You know what I mean? I've been in Future section before, and you don't usually get near Future when you're in that section. But, you know, like if you're Funk Flex, it's a whole nother story. So people have actually been saying this about Flex for like a decade, though, right? You know what I mean? They've been saying this about Flex for a while. It's not Conway. It's not just Conway, but he makes a really good point. Several. You know, Flex at one point actually said F Tupac. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't really give an artist a chance. Flex didn't put on Papoose. You know what I mean? He didn't put on French Montana. He didn't put these artists on, and you know, they had to go out and they had to establish themselves. There's nothing wrong with establishing yourself, but when we talk about, is New York ever going to have the opportunity to come back? Is New York ever going to have a long-lasting presence like it once did? It's a lot less likely because of the fact that we wasted so many years. You know what I mean? Wasted so many years with artists not getting the proper put on. Artists getting put on the back burner for other people's friends, for other people's investments. It should not be it's your investment. It is what it is, man. Your investment should be in the damn record station that you work for. Never mind trying to put X, Y, and Z on. There's levels to this shit, man. If you legitimately, all the DJs in New York that participated in this type of activity, you know what I mean? Trying to shun other artists, you legitimately participated in New York not being able to level back up. You know what I'm saying? You legitimately participated in destroying the longevity of New York. Longevity is created when artists multiply, and we see so many different artists pop out. Like, look what happened in the A. Look what happened down in Florida. Look what happened in Texas. Look what happened in California now. Shit's going crazy. It's like New York is getting left behind. Look what happened in Memphis. Look what happened in Chicago. But what's going on in New York? The DJs are supporting everybody from Chicago. The New York DJs are supporting everybody from Memphis. The New York DJs are supporting everybody from Atlanta. Let's be realistic about it, man. I love New York City. I'm from Connecticut, so I'm right there. I listen to Flex. We would always, hell, you would buy CDs just to hear what Flex was doing back in the day, man. Yep, exactly, Eric. Exactly. He said some DJs. He did not want to put that on all DJs. But he is calling out Flex by name, you guys. But like I said, people have been saying this for like a decade, you know. But he didn't put on artists. They had to establish themselves. They had to get buzzing and damn near be in front of his face. You know what I mean? What did French have to do? How many millions of streams did French Montana have to rack up before Flex was playing I Ain't Worried About Nothing? You know what I mean? How many millions of streams did he have to rack up before you're believing in somebody who you saw coming outside of your building every day? You know what I mean? Like, what is it going to take? What is it going to take? Look at me and my situation. Look at all these different bloggers. Look at all these different artists grinding their way to the top. Look at China Mac and G's Gasoline. Look at Millie's. People have been saying this, man, but listen, just because you don't think it's hot, just because Flex doesn't think that other people want to hear it, like maybe we don't think A$AP Rocky is cool. Can we get a variety? Maybe some people don't want to hear A$AP Rocky all day, Flex. Can we get a little bit of a variety? Can we get the variety hour maybe? The Funk Flex variety hour? Where the hell is your shit? It's coming from somebody who used to cop the Funk Flex albums. You know what I mean? It's like, even the way Flex's list is curated, you guys, what is Flex doing different than all the other DJs, you know, other than dropping a bomb on it? It's 2022. Flex, I'm sorry. Flex at this point is no longer needed. It's like when the WWE had to retire The Undertaker. You know what I mean? They didn't retire him after he lost that match and he went and he lost his undefeated streak. Flex, you know, your undefeated streak has been gone for quite some time. Power 105 has taken the uncontested lead. But after a certain point of time, the Undertaker's matches, it just got to a certain point where it was like, how many more choke slams and tombstones are we going to witness? How many more times is Flex going to drop those bombs? How many more times is Flex going to say, run it back? Flex, I was kind of vibing with the record. Do we really got to run it back? We got to run it back that time, Flex? Really? All right, whatever. Whatever. I guess we could run it back for the 6th time, even though I was really trying to hear the second verse. Even though I was trying to hear the second 8 bars. You know what I mean? Like, let's be real, man. Let's be real, man. He did what he did. You know what I mean? He more than likely should have retired. You know what I mean? He should have retired a while ago. Conway is 100% right. You know what I mean? Move over. Let self rock. Where's enough? Let enough rock. Can someone else get some shine? You know, Flex has been there forever. Maybe that is the problem. They need some fresh faces. You know what I mean? Maybe Hot 97 needs that revamp because you can't compete with Power 105, Envy, Charlemagne. You know what I mean? You just can't compete with them right now. They're doing it too good. Like, do we remember? Can you all remember when Nas dropped Ether? Can you Flex? Flex, I'm about to hurt you with this one. You're going to have to respond to this, Flex. Do we remember when Nas dropped Ether, you guys, and Flex didn't want to play it? Do you guys remember this? Nas went to Power 105. He went to Power 105, and it was K-Slay. K-Slay was the first dude to play Ether. K-Slay was the only person at Hot 97, and he even got in trouble. He got in trouble for supporting Nas. They cut his time slots. They effed with him because he played Ether, you guys. What happened? Flex dissed Drake. Flex dissed Drake. What did Drake do? This is more bad publicity. So first of all, they chastised, they diss one of their own, cut his time slots for just releasing the Nas record that is now going on to be world renowned. But Flex also disses Drake. Remember, it's when my homie It's Bistic got stupid famous. And he looked back and he was like, what? Flex dissed Drake. Drake responded. Drake said, they telling lies on Hot 97. And that's how it goes. I told them, fire Funk Flex. Then I'll come and do your show. Bars! Now, the shot at Hot 97, that came just a few days after the station's Ebro actually suggested that Drake had once told him in private that he'd hit back at Eminem should Marshall Mathers ever diss the Toronto's finest on a record. Ebro later clarified that it was a joke, I guess. Ebro made a joke. He made a joke about Drake, who was very early in his career at that point, potentially dissing Eminem. So this is what the director of Hot 97 is doing. This is what the director of Hot 97 is doing, you guys. The director of Hot 97 is literally on there instigating a beef with Eminem and Drake. Like, what kind of shit is that? I mean, embarrassing Lil Uzi Vert. You know what I mean? Putting all beats on for Lil Uzi Vert. That's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Bringing up rappers that people don't know. Focus on the rapper that you got right in front of you that's going to go on to sell 100 million records. All due respect to Biggie and Pac. You know, I love those guys. Biggie, Pac, Jay-Z, Nas, all these guys. Mace, Big L. I got love for all the realists in the culture, man. But if somebody was born in 2001, it just is what it is, man. You don't diss somebody. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody. Like the world was a whole different place back then when it came to going back and studying the game. That's why I was able to learn about everything. Master P, Cash Money, Pac, Big, all that shit. I was able to study up on it. It was a different era, a different time. The world is a lot different place right now than it was back in the 90s and the early 2000s. And then when the computers came into play, right before, you had a little window. You had a little window to study, and then people figured out those computers, and they were out of here, man. Tyson said K-Slay got heat for that. Yup. Late night, Glizzy. Late night shit. We going over these topics, man. We going over these topics tonight. So let me see. Let me get back to it, you guys. So that I was just saying that's ridiculous that Ebro was instigating a beef with Eminem and Drake. Eminem and Drake would go on to work with each other. Who was it? It was Drake, Kanye West, and who was and Lil Wayne, right? Forever. So Drake, you know, and I know that the Eminem thing earlier this week was a joke. People took it out of context and ran with it. Fine. I mean, shit, if you're trying to instigate a beef with Drake and Eminem, that's a pretty big thing. Drake doing something drastic like that at that point in his career could have ended everything for him. Drake has gone on to sell hundreds of millions of records. And Ebro is trying to give Drake the Lil Uzi Vert treatment. Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me? You are treating the future icons of this industry in this joking manner? Can we please do what Conway said? Can we please get some people in the position of power? Some people that are really connected. Some people that are really connected. Some people that really know what's going on and don't have to ask ridiculous questions like, oh, what would you beef with Eminem if he dissed you? It's unnecessary, man. You could have put Drake's flame out in 1 second before the real majority of people were actually interested in his career. You could have did the same thing with Lil Uzi Vert. And you know what, you guys? Funk Flex not playing the New York records. Funk Flex not playing the French Montanas. Funk Flex not playing these guys could have cost them their career. Funk, I'm not going to go certain places with it, man, but I'm just saying there's a lot of New York artists out there. There's a lot of New York artists out there right now who could have used that opportunity from Funk Flex. So I get what Funk Flex is saying, though. Bars ain't sell, right? Funk Flex is keeping it real. But was Ether not bars, Flex? Was Ether not bars? Were those bars not good enough for Hot 97? So they're only bars when they matter to a program director? Or does it only matter when they're sliding money? You know, does it only matter when they're sliding money to get a Funk Flex freestyle? Oh, can I get on a Clue? No, you can't get on Clue because he doesn't take cash money, probably. You know what I mean? Funk Flex, it's documented. Google it. You think we forgot? You think the people forgot? Even the people in Connecticut catch Hot 97 in certain areas. Certain sections of CT are always listening to Hot 97, especially back then. We know Jersey got it too. They're all the neighboring areas. But first off, Funk Flex said you're not in the Locks League. Let's get into what Funk Flex actually said, you guys. He had quite a bit to say in his response. Flex was like, you still up? You said you wanted to debate, my friend. This is at Conway. Let's start here. Remember, you started this. P.S. You ain't in the Locks' league. So that's first where he took it. He took it to the Locks right away, you guys. You know, first off, Flex said, you're not in the Locks' league. You know, what do the Locks have to do with anything? You know, what do they got to do with anything? What are you talking about D-Block for? What does D-Block have to do with Griselda? You know what I mean? Yeah, they're similar, but they're not even trying to be the same, in my opinion. One of them is from Yonkers. The other group is from Buffalo. Like, why is everybody always compared to the Locks? Like, in D-Block, they did the same shit with Dipset. Dipset isn't the Locks. Dipset is Dipset. Dipset is not the Locks. Griselda is not Dipset. Trust gang, they're them. Why does everybody do that? You know what I mean? Look at this Interscope Shady Jay-Z comment. He went on to say this crazy comment about Interscope and Jay-Z, about his record label situation. He said, so let's begin. You're managed by Rock Nation, Jay-Z, signed to Shady Records, Eminem, and you're distributed by Interscope Records, major label. So the same dude that you beef with, right? Jay-Z. You know what I mean? You think everybody forgot when you went on the radio and said all that goofy shit on the radio talking about, I run New York radio? You know, you can't affect what I do over here. You go boss your employees around. You think we forgot about all that, Flex? Was this his Dame Dash moment? Wonder where he learned that shit from. That was his first time he stood up to Jay-Z. When he said, don't bump, he actually stood up and he said, don't bump no Nas or Cormega. Why wasn't he dissing him back then, though? But he was, what was it, because your pockets got fat? Your pockets got fat, right? You elevated. So now you don't need to do Jay any favors by not playing Nas. I see why he didn't play Ether. You don't need to play Prodigy. Any of the guys dissing Jay. Any of the guys dissing Jay. You know what I'm saying? Stack Bundles wasn't paying dudes. Flex, I'm going on Clue. Fab was up there. Mano was up there. You know, I mess with Mano. I'm going up there with Mano. K-Slay has all of the real dudes. Flex, he's with the funny shit. He's with the funny shit. Everybody wants to go up there, but he's with the funny shit. You know who might mess with me? Let's talk about, let's mess with DJ Enough. Let me mess with Bobby Trends. Let me mess with the other DJs, and hopefully he will see Flex. Hopefully Flex will see some of his co-workers messing with me, right? That's the only way that you get a chance, period, with Flex. Run around, link up with all of his co-workers, prove that you've made a presence. Am I giving you the blueprint right now of how to do it? We study it. We've been studying it for years. Sometimes dudes just sit on talent until it's no longer there. Meanwhile, dudes could have been living up lavish, got fat, and moved to Miami like Nori said. But no, dudes ain't doing that. Dudes is locked up or worse. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, is he Angie Martinez's friend? Sorry. You know, Angie Martinez had a rap career. That's when Hot 97 lost it as a brand and a crew. And Power 105 came in, and you haven't been the same since. I'm just calling it like I see it as a fan. I'm just calling it like I see it as a fan. What type of empire shit were you guys doing over there at Hot 97? When I think about the competition of Empire and Power, I'm definitely putting Power 105 in that power category. And after hearing all this spectacle about Hot 97, I'm putting Hot 97 in the Empire category, you guys. What is all those tactics they're doing at Hot 97? So they got Funk Flex dropping all the bombs, gimmick number 1. They got Angie Martinez. She's dancing it up, getting all these dudes in her video, dropping a record. What is going on? What is going on out here, man? What type of shit were you guys trying to set up at Hot 97? Woo! I didn't even realize that till just now. They were setting up some type of a weird record label. That's a little weird rodeo y'all had going over there. I can only imagine where that shit would have went if Angie would have sold. Y'all was releasing all types of shit, huh? Hot 97 has literally been struggling since, though. Let's face it. Which morning show's better, you guys? Everybody in the chat. I'm going to put it in the chat right now. Let me see. 64% say Conway is right. 54% say Conway is right about Funk Flex. I'm going to put it in the chat right now. I want to know, who do you guys watch more? Hot 97 or Power 1051? Hold on one second. Yo, what up? What up? What up? What up, Reek? What you talking about, bro? Thought I seen you in the chat. One second. Reek gonna drop some game on me tonight. What did Conway say about Flex? Nah, bro. Reek, you know what we on, bro. You know what we on, Reek. It might be too late, Reek. I don't know. You're probably not even. Angel Torres, what up, man? Tapping in late. Springfield in the building. What's up? Damn, I got to smoke these Dutches, man. I went out and got these shits tonight. These weird Dutches right here, man. These shits right here. I got to smoke these shits. Because I'm going to be disappointed if I don't smoke all these tonight. Because I'm going to be like, damn, if I don't smoke all these tonight, I could have just went and got some tomorrow in the morning. Oh, I knew these was going to be messed up. Because nobody ever buys these. These gray shits. Eric says, yeah, that's when Drake was up in Detroit and he brought Eminem out. Drake was up in Detroit and he brought Eminem out. Reek, what is up, bro?
What it do, Brody? Can you hear me?
Oh, shit, my bad. Reek, what is good, bro?
What's good? What's good? You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're a little low, though.
Yeah. I'm in this building and shit, man. I was just tapping in, man. I see you over here flaming shit up. Run the numbers up. Run them up. Fuck it, nigga. It's sticky politics. You talking about some shit and talking about some people that I would probably even refrain from, and I go after rappers.
Yeah, yo, what are you talking about, Reek? Please put me on game. Which one?
Nigga Flex, Angie, you going at people where it's like, well, maybe you don't desire to be in any rooms or spaces or any type of business realms with them, so you probably like, fuck it. Me, I tell myself I might have to do some business with Carson Daly, MTV. I wanna make sure that they ain't looking at me like, oh, this nigga just came in. So I leave them people alone. I know I'm not doing no songs with Jim Jones or Freaky Zeke or
You're
none of the
right.
other people I done ran the campaigns on. So it's sticky in our field of, journalism and creating content. It's sticky when you come for those people, because it's like you may be in one of those positions one day and you don't want them to have the keys to if something goes good or don't go through.
No, you're 100% right, Reek. You know, you're 100% right on that, man. Reek, what's going on with you, though, bro? Is shit going left with TrueCar?
Oh man, I've been staying out of that, man. I'm at this point. I'm just watching what's next. Real talented dude, but shit, man. You know how it go, man. That's family, man. I think he just frustrated. He wants shit to move how he wants to move. So at the end of the
Yep.
day, shit, keep working.
Yep. Don't
I
let me
may
get.
want something to move quick my damn self, but I ain't gonna address it and put it in and say, hey, I want this now. No, I just keep working, keep grinding. No work goes unseen. Believe that.
Reek, were you at the game show with Kanye West, Drake, Lil Wayne, and all them?
Yeah. Heck yeah, I was up there at that motherfucker, man. Had a good time, man. Great show, man. Probably one of the best shows I ever went to, man. Everybody from the West came out. It was smooth. I wasn't around for none of the other shit apparently, but I was definitely on stage watching the show. So hell
Oh,
yeah.
well, Reek, what do you mean it was one of the best shows? This is one of the most controversial things going on with Whack right now. Like, it couldn't have been that great, man. Like, it's kind of controversial.
Nah, hell no. It was a good show. Whack had a good time. We all had a good time.
All right.
No. It was Whack's show. It's his people. It's his artists. You know what I mean? Like the favors in our hands, no matter what. We weren't visitors. We was the people. I'm
That's
on
what's up.
stage doing my A&R work, filming my artists. That's performing. Film True Car, film Creek, the Guap Fiend. I was there working. Like, that's why it's so crazy how the media picks up all this shit, and that's not. It don't even be that. It don't even be that, man. It don't even be that.
So yeah, one of the things did you get to go to the BET Awards, Reek?
The BET, I came in town and kind of missed towards the end of it. I missed the end of it. So nah, I wasn't I didn't get there on time. I was out of state at the time. And I literally left out of state to rush to get there. But shit moves so quick on me. 1 minute you're here, 1 minute you're there, and shit, before you know it, you done missed the whole little shit. I was supposed to be at the Ray J. I was supposed to be at
Reek, we can't hear you. Reek, we can't hear you right now.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you again.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I was supposed to be at the verses and missed that being out of state, man. So
No, I cannot hear you, bro.
can you hear me now?
Yes, loud and clear, man. I wanted to say it was dope that Kanye West, actually got a chance to be around Whack 100 after all that controversy with Jay Prince, playing the audio, or not the audio, but the text messages with Gilly.
Oh nah, hell no, it was all good. You
Right.
know, anybody that come in, man, Whack gonna make sure they get to their car good. Everything is smooth. Like, yeah, like it's his personal friend. So that's why I be saying, man, a lot of the stuff, man, you gotta separate, you know what I mean, WWF and UFC, man. You know what I mean? you gotta know how to distinguish, you know.
Hell
When I
yeah,
see
Reek.
that, I know I'm like, okay, it's business. It's business. Ain't nothing personal.
So Reek was telling me basically, don't diss Angie Martinez's music career.
Man, I don't speak on
That's taboo. That shit's
I don't
taboo.
I don't speak on Angela. I don't speak on Flex, Charlemagne, Envy, motherfucking none of them people. Bro, I don't speak on none of them because I got a good feeling that I'm gonna have to be amongst them doing some form of business one day, and I'd rather it be who is this dude than oh this is the dude that was woo and everyone ran with that and kind of made it a big thing. So yeah, man, I'm real careful on how I move my chess pieces.
That's what's up, Reek. If everything gets situated correctly with TrueCar, I would like to have TrueCar over on the channel for an exclusive interview.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. I can holler at him.
Yeah, but as long as everything's situated, I don't want to put you in any type of predicament, man. And if you got some other artists and shit, you could bring them over to the channel as well, Reek. Because I know you're on your CEO shit, 100 ENT, man. So definitely utilize my platform with any artist that you're messing with, bro. You heard, Reek? I'm gonna holler at you another time, brother.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm gonna let you go though, Reek. I'm gonna holler at you another time. You heard?
Hey, I appreciate that, bro. I'm definitely gonna bring some talent through, man. I appreciate that.
Hell yeah, man.
solid.
Let's get that West Coast presence, Reek. I appreciate you for bringing it to the channel.
Hey, shoot me your number on my IG so I can lock you in so we can start rapping.
All right, bro. I got you. I'll hit you with a message in a little bit.
For sure, for sure.
All right, man. CEO Reek, man, I appreciate him tapping in. I always forget that it's like literally probably like 9:30, 10 o'clock in the West Coast right now. So it's a little bit earlier. So we got a lot of West Coast audience that taps in real late. That's why I'm not shy about going late at night. That's why I'm not shy about going late at night, man. You get some great people that tap in. And to get the opportunity to work with some of those guys at 100 ENT will actually be cool. A lot of people get shit twisted, but I'm just on here reporting the news. You know what I mean? Let me see what I got left on this topic. I'm trying to get this L rolled up because I need to blow these joints down. I don't know what the hell kind of Dutches these are, to be honest with you. Tay Rag says it's 10:49. Yeah, man, I really like the fact that we have a good presence in the West Coast. And that's another reason, man, to build and connect with Reek, because he's got that reach, you know what I mean? And I think I can do something positive to actually add to what he's doing, being that I got a reach on the East Coast. So it could really work hand in hand. Yep, it's 150 over here right now. Let me get this shit rolled up. Let me get back to the notes. Oh, damn. Yes, finally. I can tell how bad this Dutch is right now. That was some good advice, though, too, man. You know, I don't usually come on here going crazy. El Cappy, put some respect on Reek's name, bro. Cut it out, man. You know, we got to respect people who come in and give an alley-oop to the channel, man. You know what I mean? We got to put respect on people who actually come through the channel and, you know what I mean, tap in and give us game about other shit going on. Reek was there. You know what I mean? He's talking about the fact that Whack 100 literally walked Kanye West to his car. That's what he said. You know what I mean? That's what I'm going to put out tomorrow. I appreciate him for coming through and giving me that exclusive. That shit's love. So let's not disrespect him for coming through the channel. You know what I mean? He comes through, he politics with us. He gives us a lot of great game. You know what I mean? He's gotten a pretty good opportunity right now from, you know, hosting the clubhouse joints to now being on the label end of shit. Cali's big as hell, though. So, you know, like that travel is crazy out there. I can't wait to get out there. But it's going to be crazy travel, I guess. This is a great build. Salute. Appreciate you for tapping in, Chaz. No, I'm not saying you got to dig him, but I'm saying put some respect on his name in the chat. Yo, 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 yo. I'm not trying to tell anybody what to do, but I'm saying don't be disrespecting people that come in and entertain us all on the live. You know what I mean? It's going to discourage other people from tapping in. Like I've had people like Freeway tap in on the live, you guys. You know what I mean? We have a lot of people watching on the videos. Like we can't discourage them from tapping in when somebody comes in and then people in the chat are just, you know, saying dumb shit like that. You know, there's a lot of people watching this video. I really appreciate the audience that we got. No, I hear you, Cappy, but it's just about having a measure of respect for the guests that come on the show so we can continue to get more guests. You know what I mean? It's like when you go on a show and you have guests, they're going to look at the comments too. You know, they're going to be like, oh, I'm not going to go on that show. Look at the way his people in the chat are reacting to the people. But shit, let me get back into the news. Spending a little bit too much time preaching, you know what I mean? So let me get back to this message that Funk Flex posted. He said, you and your team have had a feature from Jay-Z, Eminem, Lil Wayne, J. Cole, Jadakiss, Travis Scott, French Montana, and more. Wasn't you on Kanye West Donda album? So let me get this. Flex knows all of this shit, right? Flex knows every last record. He literally knows every last record, you guys, that Conway has done from Travis Scott. That's a good way to put it, man. That's a good way to put it, Belicio. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, Belicio. I respect that, bro. No, I know, but I'm saying, watch, you guys are gonna have $MA$E in here, and you're gonna have him afraid to tap in because he's gonna think my live audience is a bunch of, you know what I mean? Is a bunch of like people that will just diss the hell out of you. You know what I mean? I'm just being real, man. We're going to have freaking French Montana tapping in on my live, but then people are like, yeah, Mikey T's chat isn't really, you know what I mean? They're not really like the best group. You know what I'm saying? And Mikey T's chat might butcher me in there, man. Y'all be crazy. Y'all be crazy in here. Some of the chats y'all be putting up. But nah, I got some more shit to be reporting here, man. Sorry for trying to lecture y'all, man. My bad trying to lecture y'all. I should So, let me see. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. He basically knows all of Conway's records and plays none of them. You know, okay, they're going to be like, Mikey T's got a chat full of G's. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Let me put some respect. Let me put some respect on my chat. Let me put some respect on my chat, man, because I got a chat room full of G's. I got a chat room full of the realists, y'all. I got a chat room full of the realists. You know, like, since you know all the records, you know what I'm saying? He knows all this information and he refuses to play it. I really can't believe it. Why? Because Griselda is not what the people want. How can that be the case? You know, I think the station needs more Fabio 4 and K Flock. You can't tell me what to play. Whoa, the beats are too slow. I don't like the genre of rap. It's not car-based. It's not club-based. This is smoking, going shopping music. Where's your radio song, Conway? What can I play on the radio? Where's the song with Bella K and the Lobby Boys, which is not out yet? Which is not out just yet, you guys. Conway, the Lobby Boys, Bella K, I'm looking forward to it. You know, since you know all these records, you have Jimmy Iovine, you have Eminem. Flex's whole thing is you reached your peak. But in all honesty, how can you reach your peak if the DJs that are in charge of the radio muffle you the whole time? It only appears as though you've released it. Do you guys think Conway has reached his peak? How could Conway have reached his peak if he worked with all those artists, but the records weren't dropped on radio bomb after bomb after Funk Flex bomb. Are you kidding me? Conway from New York. Shout out to my guy, Benny the Butcher. Conway, I'm going nuts right now. I'm going nuts right now. Conway, you guys, has a record with Travis Scott from Buffalo. Conway from Buffalo has a record with Travis Scott, and Funk Flex is not playing it. You have got to be kidding me. Are you trying to hold back the sound of New York? Funk Flex, you are responsible for Laffy Taffy taking over. You are responsible for racks on racks on racks transitioning from that. You are responsible for the Migos coming from that. And now, all said and done, because ATL runs shit. They went from being looked at as the most corny to going on to making music that is loved. Why? Why? Because you don't play all the Conway music you know. Conway has a record with French Montana. You don't play it. Conway has who else? Who else did we just list? Who else did we just list here? Conway has a record with Kanye West. You don't play the hell out of that record? You don't make a celebrity out of a New York artist? This is why I'm pissed off right now, you guys. Flex is in position to make stars. French Montana, Nicki Minaj had to get the hell out of the city in order to become famous. If Nicki didn't leave New York, she'd still be Nicki Minaj, running around spitting on the come up DVD. No disrespect. French Montana didn't get out of here, he'd still be filming. He'd be filming Freeway Rick Ross if he didn't get the hell out of here. Meek Mill didn't bring Bobby Shmurda out. If Meek didn't bring Bobby Shmurda out, Bobby Shmurda would have got locked up and came home to nothing. Let's look at the reality. Let's look at the facts. Let's look at the facts of the situation. Guy says 40 plus bars. I'm going to give you the advice Paul Rosenberg should have given you. What? I'm going to give you the advice that Paul Rosenberg should have given you? First of all, any advice that Paul Rosenberg is given would have first come from Eminem. Eminem's advice was Conway is a dope-ass rapper who I want to produce the album for. So that's the only advice that Mr. Rosenberg was going to be giving to anybody. But you know what? Somebody like Funk Flex, a DJ, especially a DJ who never put out a successful artist. If I'm wrong, please, somebody put it in the chat. What artist labels Funk Flex brokered deals from? You know what I'm saying? Let me know what artist it was that Funk Flex actually put out. Let me know, and I'll just shut my mouth on that right away. You know what I'm saying? But for you to be speaking in regard to Paul Rosenberg, man, come on. Come on. Come on, dude. We're talking about people who have access to hundreds of millions of dollars. People who only care about talent. It's nothing else when it comes to that. You see nothing else but the truth when you're at that level. Eminem only works with the people that he desires to work with. People at Interscope, Jimmy Iovine, Dr. Dre, 50 Cent. They only work with the people that they desire to work with. Hell, if 50 Cent decided to call Hot Rod and tell him to quit his job, quit your job. I'm going to give you a record deal. I'm going to give you a record deal. I'm going to give you a record deal, Hot Rod. Just fly out here and you're all set. Hell, we see Little Pump or that other guy paying people $2,000 to jump out of their job when they're working at Dunkin' Donuts or whatever. Why wouldn't somebody quit their job to sign the G Unit? You know what I mean? It's only a job, right? You get an opportunity with G Unit. But I just want to say, he's like, I'm going to give you the advice that Paul Rosenberg should have gave you. You're a 40-plus bars rapper. Sorry, lyricist. that has had every resource possible. If you are not happy with your career as of today, with all them cosigns, I think you have peaked, my guy. Do you think Flex was being brutally honest? Do you guys think that Flex was just being brutally honest with Conway? Because, in my opinion, there is a lane for Conway. There's a major lane for Griselda. The incident Conway was in, he had to take years to get himself together. He took time to get himself back together and put his rap career together. So I really don't want to hear that shit about his age. The man defied the odds. Simple and plain. Conway defied the odds. Benny the Butcher made it when you never thought he would have. The man was so damn talented. He was so damn talented, but he was overlooked. West Side Gun, too creative to be overlooked. Brought everything together. Made sure the world saw Benny the Butcher for the greatest rapper alive currently, my opinion. Made sure the world saw Conway for everything that he is and more. Getting opportunities he may never not have got had he not connected with West Side Gun. Once he connected with West Side Gun, Griselda went off, Eminem and all that, the world begun to see the talent because of the way that they grinded. They said, hell, I like to work with people just like Eminem does, just like Dr. Dre does. I like to work with people that are talented. That's in my nature. So like I said, there's a lane for Conway, Griselda. What's up with this age thing? What does that mean? Does that mean that he lost his appeal? I don't like when dudes say that. Does that mean that like Nas is whack because he's not young anymore? Nori said it, man. This is the only genre that does this. How do you guys feel about that? How do you all feel about that? So let's talk about the every resource. These are valid points, but Flex, I'm going to need y'all to hit that like button right now. Make sure everybody in here hits that like button and shows support to this video. You already know. We turned up, man. We turned up. It's cut from the cloth, bro. You already know, Cappy. Yep, Snoop Dogg actually got Benny that deal with Def Jam. I'm hoping the album comes out on Def Jam. That's amazing, actually. You're right, Lloyd. So every resource, these are valid points by Flex. Word, Funk Flex. So Conway hit his peak. Is that the way? Is that why at the Summer Jam event hosted by who? You know what I mean? Is that why he was at the Summer Jam event hosted by who? He was at Summer Jam hosted by who? Your radio station. The radio station that you work for. Why are they not on the main stage? Why do you have Griselda? Why do you have Griselda on the backstage? How do you invite Griselda to Summer Jam and not put them on the main stage? Griselda was invited to Summer Jam, but not the main stage. What do you think about this, man? Griselda having the secondary stage. When watching the footage, you realize and you say to yourself, wow, the crowd is not really bobbing their heads. They don't really know a word. What's up? The disconnect is evident. It's like, what the F? Why are these talented dudes not transitioning? And then they're given the underground stage, and it clicks with me. You know why nobody knows the lyrics? It's because Hot 97 doesn't play it. That's the simple fact. They put him on the background, the secondary stage. You invite Griselda, the hottest act in New York right now. There's no other hotter act in New York. Bobby Shmurda's not hotter than them right now. The only act that's right there is Fabio, the Lobby Boys, and all them are doing their thing as well. But none of the other acts are hot. They don't have records. Let's be honest. That's what the Lobby Boys got on Griselda right now. The Lobby Boys got that on Griselda, the fact that they've got the industry record. But the fact of the matter is, nobody is getting in tune. Hot 97 is not making the transition easy for Griselda. Back in the day, people would have loved this. Back in the day, this would have been acknowledged and supported on a more massive scale. But people aren't treating them that same way. People are just comparing them to D Block. And you look at D Block, you look at the Locks, Jadakiss, and Styles P. If Puff Daddy didn't shove them down our throats by putting them on classic after classic, would all these DJs respect them as much as they do now? I question that. I really do. Does any other blogger question that? Because I question it, you guys. So Diddy did something right. Diddy made sure every DJ would ride D Block until the end of time. But you know what, man? You can't just put it like that. Jadakiss, Styles P, Sheik Luch give you a reason to want to stay in tune. But Puff Daddy put them on timeless records. Timeless records that Benny the Butcher and Conway and all them just could not get to be a part of because of timing, y'all. I'm smoking on this 5-star, you guys. 5-star. It's a sativa. That's probably why I'm so up and animated. Probably why I'm so up and animated right now. Sativa's dope though, right? So like I said, there's valid points here. There's valid points from Flex. But it's just like, why are these talented dudes on the secondary stage? You know what I mean? Nobody knows the lyrics because Hot 97 doesn't play it, y'all. Funk Flex isn't dropping bombs on it. Where they at? Why do I gotta wait till everybody is sleeping? Why does it gotta be political? Why are you not playing the music until everybody's sleeping? What's up with the politics of these records? Why does it have to be Eminem on the song? Why does it have to be Eminem on the song? The only time that Funk Flex plays the record over and over and replays it. I don't think Eminem has the respect to go on Flex. Oh, Flex diss Tupac? Hell no, I'm not going there. Sometimes you kick yourself in the ass for things that you do. A lot of people, like Reek was saying, Reek is like, yo, Mikey T, you might want to cool it, bro. You're talking about Angie Martinez. You're talking about Flex. You might want to be in rooms with these people. He's 100% correct. Funk Flex, kicking yourself in the ass for dissing somebody like Pac when he's loved by somebody like Eminem. Hell, I don't know if Hot 97 did themselves any favors with what Ebro did with the whole Drake situation either, insinuating Drake may beef with Eminem. Look how quickly Eminem worked with Drake after that. Honestly, I'll be real. I didn't see Drake getting those big features right off the bat. But Drake came in, got the Wayne, got the Kanye, got the Eminem feature right off the bat. Only thing Drake didn't have was the Dr. Dre beat. Somebody please correct me if I'm wrong. But why in the hell does it have to be, no disrespect to Eminem, you know what I mean? No disrespect to Eminem, but Eminem would probably say this as well because that's his artist. Why does it have to be Eminem on the song the only time Flex replays it? You know all these other records, man. You know all these other records, you guys. We know them all. A lot of us know them all. Flex obviously knows them all. You and your team have had a feature from Jay-Z, why didn't you play it 1,000 times with 6,000 bombs? Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Because you were only messing with Jay-Z during the Nas rivalry, right? Because it helped out things, right? When you took a side in that whole situation. Some East Coast, West Coast shit, right? But it was some New York versus New York shit. Okay. I see. So we got Lil Wayne. Are you kidding me right now? Conway has Lil Wayne and we're not playing that. We're not replaying. We're not replaying all this shit. We're not replaying Lil Wayne's verse 8 times in one sitting. Are you kidding me right now? Lil Wayne, when Lil Wayne went and worked with Joel Santana, it was a whole nother story, you guys. When Lil Wayne went and worked with Joel Santana, he was half the star that he is right now. Lil Wayne is the biggest rapper in the world, the best rapper alive right now, and Funk Flex isn't playing him. When Conway brings that record home, I've got a Lil Wayne record here on a silver platter, and you're not going to play it? Are you out of your mind? Who else? J. Cole. Oh, is it because Jay-Z put J. Cole on? Is that the issue with playing the J. Cole record? J. Cole, the guy who defied the odds. J. Cole came out, sold nearly 400,000 units. Defied the odds. Everybody thought J. Cole was going to sell $150. J. Cole came out and defied the odds. And he's on a Conway record, and you're not playing that shit? What does Conway have to do? What does Conway have to do to get your attention? What does Conway have to do to get you to play a record? J. Cole has had so many spins in New York City. Jadakiss, New York City mainstay. You're telling me we can't get that on there anytime before 11 p.m. at night? Do I got to wait till 11? All right, I'm going on YouTube. I'm going to go stream it on iTunes. You know what I'm saying? But the point is, when he has these records, you're supposed to play them so it buzzes people to go check out the rest of the album. But Flex, although he knows all these records, he has failed to play them. And look who I'm coming up to next. Travis Scott. I didn't even know Conway had a Travis Scott feature. I'm going to be 100% real with you guys. If you knew Travis Scott featured with Conway, put a thumbs up in the chat. Put a star in the chat. Let me know, because I wasn't aware. Who knows? Maybe one day I saw it pop up on World Star. But Flex wasn't repeating that song until my ears rung. So you're telling me that you're not going to support a New York artist getting the opportunity to work with one of the most commercially successful artists in the world? What do you have to do? What do you have to do? It's like if I got an interview with Jay-Z. It's like I got an interview with Jay-Z. Mikey T, the movie star, interviews Jay-Z, and nothing changed. And nothing changed, you guys. What does Conway have to do in order to get New York's attention? Was getting the record deal with Eminem not enough? Because honestly, man, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy, man. So let me get down here. What you think? You're only going to take this as disrespect because truth might be a bit much for you? Signed, Grandpa. Wheelchair Bandit. Warm Milk General. I might need a podcast. What do y'all think? Oh my God. Let me ask the chat. I'm going to ask y'all. Does Funk Flex need a podcast? Does Funk Flex need a podcast? I want y'all's thought on this. I'm asking you, Funk Flex, you want a podcast, right? You want a podcast. Does anybody in here want a podcast from someone on radio? You know what I mean? You got to look at it from both ends of the spectrum. You know, you got someone who we've heard their voice for 20 years. What new is Funk Flex going to bring to the table? You know what I mean? When it comes to the podcast game, you know what I'm saying? What new is he going to bring to the table? Do you want a Funk Flex podcast, or do you want a Mikey T, the movie star podcast? You know what I mean? Let's be real. At least I'm not dropping a million bombs on here. Like, come on. You know, your lugs driving shoe was a disgrace to fashion. The dude had a lug shoe as well. Funk Flex had a lug shoe. The same company that put out Birdman's. You remember Birdman's lugs? Everybody made fun of Birdman's lugs. You know what I'm saying? Everybody made fun of Birdman's lugs. And Flex had it too. Which one of y'all in here had the Funk Flex lugs? I'm old school. I know this shit. So who had one? They was on sale. They was on sale on Fordham Road. Who in here had the Funk Flex lugs? I want to know. Policio said, I think he should, if that means him dropping Hot 97. Honestly, man, I'm going to be real with you guys. A Funk Flex podcast would work. Funk Flex, we've seen him have a relationship with Gilly and Wallow. We've seen him build with them. And that made me think, yo, this guy would honestly want to do a podcast the way that he likes to, you know, connect with other artists on live. But the thing of it is, Funk Flex could just talk about his own stories. You know what I mean? He could go on there and do a podcast talking about his own stories. Not sure if he would have a co-host. You know what I mean? But it's not like what I was suggesting earlier. The Thoughts of a Predicate Felon podcast. Tony Yayo with Mikey T. Hey, that'd be a great podcast for Tony Yayo. Mikey T podcast over Funk Flex. Them combat boots. Who had the Funk Flex lugs? Everybody went in on Birdman, but, you know, the Funk Flex ones, they were a little bit more under the radar. You know what I mean? They're a little bit more under the radar. You know what I'm saying? The Birdman lugs, people still post them shits up to this very day. Shit was garbage. Chaz said, who's going to show up with him dissing legends we grew up with? Well, you know, I'm sure Flex could have multiple artists come on his show. You know what I mean? He's going to have multiple artists come on his show. I mean, isn't what he already does a podcast? You know what I mean? No, it's a radio show, but he sits with the artists. He has them freestyle. I could see it pretty easily transitioning over to a podcast, you know, and then he can address certain things like why he didn't play Nas Ether, what he thought about DJ K Slay playing Nas Ether, what his relationship was with Jay-Z, all these but I'm not his program director, you know what I mean? Hot 97 doesn't want to put Mikey T, the movie star, in control of program directing. They just want to keep on shitting on me. All these labels that, you know what I'm saying? They don't want me to shine and get all rich. You know what I mean? Like all these other bloggers and shit like that, when I should really be program development. I just listed 8 ideas for this man's podcast that would go on to generate a few $1 million, I'm sure. Like, let's be 100% real about it. Funk Flex would have a highly successful podcast. I don't even need to mention any names and shit like that. But you're about to start getting all that shock value over on my channel. That's why it's like I don't usually mention the names. You know what I mean? I don't usually mention the names, but you know what I'm saying? I might have to start pulling a few names out the hat. You know what I mean? I want everybody to follow me on Instagram, man. I want everybody in here to follow me on Instagram, man. Make sure y'all tapping with me on the gram. I don't have a bird bath. Man. I got a house on a lake. I don't got a bird bath. I got a house on a lake. You dig? Well, I don't be messing around with that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? If I was going to film out by the lake, I'd take it. I'd show you how we really do things, man. But I got my studio room that I got set up pretty much just for, you know, all things media. Mikey T over Funk Flex. He's a hater. That's why, bro. Well, you know what I'm saying, man? You know what I'm saying, man? We keep it real on this side. We keep it real on this side. Meek Mill was saying some shit about Ross. The NBA Youngboy trial was crazy. Conway went in. Conway pretty much said, New York, shit, my opinion, man, you got to get them old dudes out the way. You got to get them old dudes out the way like Flex, them gatekeepers. Them gatekeepers that you got up there. That's trying to dictate who is good. The thing is, I don't need y'all because if I needed y'all, it would be fake stifling my growth. You hear me? It would be fake stifling his growth. Like, for instance, any of the artists back in the day who needed Hot 97, who did not, you know what I mean? Who did not get the same opportunities. Who didn't get the same opportunities, you guys. Yeah, you know we got all types of Bel Air on deck, man. You know we got all types of Bel Air on deck. We got all types of, I should say champagne on deck. I should say we got all types of champagne on deck. You dig? You dig? New interviews coming, you guys. New work, more videos, all types of new shit. Shit's fitting to get real crazy on this page. You know, I appreciate you guys tapping in on this live tonight, man. You know, at the end of my podcasts, let me check this shit out real quick. You know, at the end of my podcast, I always do open questions. So if anybody has any open questions, you can send them in now. Let me get this lit up, man. Let me get this chronic lit up. Oh, that's some bullshit. Yeah, let's get this kush lit. Let's get this kush lit. Ryan, what up? Ryan with oh. Sorry, Ryan. Anybody got any open questions? I always do open questions at the end of my lives. You have been watching the Mikey T, the Movie Star live podcast, man. The live podcast with Mikey T, the Movie Star. You heard me? Yep, I definitely appreciate y'all for tapping in tonight, man. I'm about to get out of here. I need everybody to follow me on the gram. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. All right. As said, if you had the opportunity to interview anyone dead or alive, anyone who died or alive, who would you interview? If I had a chance to interview anybody right now, let me think. If I had a chance to interview anybody right now, who would I interview? Damn. That's a very big question, man. I'll give you an answer from both. I would go Big L. I would interview Big L. I would interview Big L, you guys, and I would also, for the Alive, I would interview Andre 3000. Those are my 2 interviews right there. Everybody follow me on this joint right here. Follow me on the gram, y'all. Yeah, Big Pun's another great interview. That's another great interview right there, honestly. Big Pun. Chaz, appreciate you. Yeah, Big L, bro. Big L. Oh, hell yeah, man. I've been fascinated about Big L since I was a little kid, Iceberg. Big L is one of the best to ever do it. You know what I mean? From running around freestyling to really getting his name out there and getting a couple albums in. Eminem would be a great interview too. Eminem, Big Pun, you know what I mean? Tupac, you know what I'm saying? 50 Cent, there's another 2 from both ends of it. You know what I'm saying? Mac Dre, you know what I'm saying? Mac Dre would be a great interview. Lloyd Banks would be a great interview. I'd love to work with these guys. Rest in peace, Mac Dre, obviously. You know, there's a lot of people I would like to work with. Jadakiss, who I've met on a couple occasions. You know, there's a lot of people I would like to work with, but I've had an opportunity to work with a lot. You know, rest in peace, Young Dolph, Yo Gotti. I had the opportunity to interview Rick Ross a few times. Fat Trell, Free Fat Trell. Had the opportunity to actually do a lot of work, man, that I'm proud of. Lil Durk. You know what it is on this side, you guys. You guys know what it is on this side. You know what it is on this side.
Lil Durk on rock with Mikey T, the movie star. You already know you rocking, man. 300.
You know what it is
on
on
rock
this
with
side.
Mikey T, the movie star. You already know you rocking, man. 300.
You already know what it is on this side. We rocking 300. 300 type shit. Shout out to Lil Durk, one of my favorite interviews from back in the day. I did a lot of interviews, you know, Shorty Low, yeah, Rick Ross, Shorty Low, rest in peace, Max B, free him, you know what I mean? I really had the opportunity, rest in peace, my brother Chinks, you know what I'm saying? I really had a lot of opportunity to work with a lot of artists. I cherish a lot of my memories in the game, you know what I mean? Young Dolph bringing me on stage, actually DMX taking my blunt on stage and asking me if it was sour diesel. Is this sour? Smells like sour. Yeah. Why are you filming me smoking? Sorry, X. My bad. I didn't know. I mean, it's not like we're live. I'm filming you on a video camera right now. Yeah, X freaked out when he took my blunt and then he freaked out for me filming him smoke my blunt. Amazing moments. You know, I've got interviews with like Machine Gun Kelly. You know what I mean? I've done interviews, Macazo, Free Macazo. I've done interviews with a lot of people in the game, you guys. Really proud. AR Rab, Dark Low, Gilly the Kid, all these guys. I'm extremely proud about the work that I've done. I even interviewed 50 Cent's cousin, 2-5. You know what I mean? Even interviewed 50 Cent's cousin, 2-5. Obviously, I've done a lot of work with Bang'em Smurf, Domination, Free Domination. You know what I'm saying? Ja Rule, like I mentioned a little bit earlier, Ja Rule actually gave me an interview back in the day. You know, shit like that I'm proud of. I worked at Ali Vegas, all different types of people from the industry, you guys. Like, I'm really proud about a lot of the work that I've done, man. RIP to Stack Bundles. I did an interview with Stack Bundles' little brother. Lil Stacks. Yep. Shout out to Merce Montana. That's my dude right there. Merce Montana, Harry O, all the Empire boys. You know, Ja Rule gave me that opportunity to actually go around the studio and meet all the guys, man. It was a hell of an opportunity. You know, I really appreciate the opportunity to soak up all that game, getting the chance to interview BG before he got locked up. You know what I mean? Probably one of his last interviews before he got locked up, in all honesty. You know, getting the opportunity to actually have French Montana and DJ Khaled on camera, all these opportunities, actually filming Floyd Mayweather. You know what I mean? Great opportunities in my career. Great opportunities in my career. I hope everybody in here subscribes to the channel. I hope y'all tune in when you see Mikey T, the movie star, going live. You know what I'm saying? Bong shots in the air from Mikey T. Hell yeah, Suge better send me a letter. Suge better send me a letter. There better be a letter showing up from Suge Knight at the compound. I'm going to make sure I have my boy. I'm going to make sure I have my boy check the mail every day for that Suge Knight letter. Be like, yo, man, make sure you go down to the end of the compound. Make sure the mail doesn't get mixed up. I'm expecting a letter from Big Suge. Expecting that. I'm just messing with y'all. I'm not expecting shit from Suge Knight. I'm going to address that in another blog. What you talking about, Cappy? Pablo. Yeah, sometimes they call me Mikey Pablo. They do. You know what I mean? They be like, yo, Mikey Pablo. I'm like, yo, man. What you know me for, man? You know me for this internet blogging shit? Then you call me Mikey T. But if you know me from back in the day, like when they used to call 50 Boo Boo, then you would call me Mikey Pablo. You know what I'm saying? A big red. Yo, it's going to be a big red envelope. They know. They know when that Suge mail comes in. Big stamp. Suge Knight on it. Former Death Row. He's got to get 2 stamps now. Death Row. Former. We making sure. I'm going to make sure. I'm going to be there checking for the letter. Not from Suge. Not from Suge. Ah, Suge. Oh, shit. Come on, man. Come on, Cappy. Yes, the rap career, man. I take my shit very serious, man. I take my rap career very serious. Oh, it will be from Brandon. Okay. Oh, damn. Nah, I never saw the interview where Fat Joe said that blood in my eye was fire. Never saw that interview. You guys. Nobody really shouted out blood in my eye, to be 100% honest with you. Nobody really shouted out blood in my eye. It was Ja Rule's least commercially accepted album. You know, blood in my eye really wasn't needed. They really should have just released the RULE album. They should have moved right on. Maybe drop New York, drop Wonderful. You know what I'm saying? Do your 1-2 thing. Not focus on making a whole album filled of beef records. Maybe you could find a home for Clapback. Maybe you could find a home for Crown. Race Against Time 2. Maybe you could find some homes for these records on the RULE album. But ultimately, man, it did not make sense for Ja Rule to do a whole album based on beef. Yeah, man, I was out there with some of the top MCs in the game. That's why I feel credible enough to come on here and speak to y'all my piece every night. A lot of these other bloggers weren't in the field like me. You know what I mean? A lot of these other bloggers never stepped inside of a nightclub through the back door. You know what I mean? A lot of these other bloggers are too busy just like sitting at home at their crib. I was out there in the field getting it in. And I'm not even talking about on some gangster shit. I was out there in the field meeting people in the industry, shaking hands with Harv Pierre, making sure I shook hands with Diddy, meeting Rick Ross, meeting all the major artists in the game that sell major units. I'm talking about 150,000 units in a week. I'm talking about Machine Gun Kelly. I'm talking about Little Durk. I'm talking about French Montana. Big artists in the game, y'all. I was out there making sure I was connecting with them hand in hand. Ending up on dudes' albums, interviewing some of the best dudes in the game, man. Please don't put that shit past me, man. Yep, that's true, Kendall. That is 100% true, Kendall. I do remember that. Ja Rule was trying to put Blood in My Eye out as a mixtape. Ja Rule wanted to put Blood in My Eye out as a mixtape. That's accurate. Kendall Parks says the label didn't let him release it as a mixtape. Come on, Mikey T. You know Ja is usually balanced with his albums. That's right. Street to, Rhythm Records, Pop Records, I should say. That was a label move. You can't blame Ja. Once Ja created the album, this has happened before in other labels as well. It happened with the Re-Up album. Once Ja Rule created Blood in My Eye, they had the video, Clap Back. They were going to drop the video for Clap Back. They were going to drop the video from Clap Back, actually just to go along with the video, just to go along with the album. Def Jam was like, yo, hell no, you're dropping this as an official album. Bad idea. Sold over 100,000 units. Ja Rule's worst selling album first week. Yeah. But Def Jam wanted to capitalize on the sales because there was undoubtedly going to be some sales. They just didn't know how many. I wonder if they undershipped the album. I mean, if they didn't ship, what do you guys think? Is there any chance that Blood in My Eye would have sold more if they would have shipped, a couple 2 million copies? Is there a chance it would have sold gold first week? Maybe it was undershipped. Should have Con on. I actually spoke to Conway in person. Conway said he would do an interview with me, but it got messed up. The interview with Conway got messed up because I expected some other people to put it on, but they never ended up putting it on for me. He really was. Facts. What are you saying that in regard to, Cappy? Yeah, man, what a live video tonight, man. What a live video tonight. Y'all is the best. Y'all is the best audience, man. All right, it's 2:45. Y'all have been great tonight. Make sure y'all tap in with me tomorrow. I'm going to be back on tomorrow with some live news for y'all. I always make sure that we have the best stories. I always make sure that we have the most update content. I love when people actually tap in. I love when people actually tap in and actually, little live interview, impromptu live interviews and shit. You know what I'm saying? Little impromptu interview. So I do appreciate Reek tapping in and giving us a little bit of a little bit of an idea of what went down. Wack did walk Kanye West onto the stage. According to Reek, he said it. You know what I mean? He came on here and let us know on the show, and I really appreciate that, man. When somebody can give you a little exclusive like that, that means a lot. So I'll see y'all in the next episode, guys. Make sure you go over on my IG and follow me. Follow me on IG if you want to show some love. Make sure you subscribe right here as well so you don't miss any content. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Hit that notification bell. Hit that notification bell. Hey, Cappy, bro, you don't need to, bro, Cappy, you be you, Cappy. I was going a little bit too extra on that shit, bro. I shouldn't be telling my guys what to do on that type of shit. You be you, bro. All my chat, man, like they say, Mikey T got the, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Mikey T got the gangsters in the chat. I got the J Unit in my chat. We got J Unit in the chat. Yeah, they're going to be like, yo, Mikey T really got them G Unit guys in the chat. It's Mikey T and G Unit. Sorry, bro. Sorry, man. My bad. G Unit, I love you.